Oh my gosh, I'm not wearing a completely neutral lip color today. Hey everyone, Kaylee, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist here, and today we're talking about something that is killing your hair and no one is talking about it. Let's get into it. Tell me that it's springtime but also still cold without telling me that it's springtime but also still cold. It's actually not cold today, I just wanted to wear this sweater. It's got tiny sparkles in it. Okay. I have been in the hair industry a long freaking time, and I've always been a bit into the behind the scenes of hair products. However, it took me until I was researching the science behind rice water to discover this whole world I didn't know existed, and an ingredient that is actually really messing with our hair, and I don't feel like enough people are talking about it. So today I want to get into what is it, how do you fix it, and specifically which products and patterns you can use to overcome said ingredient. So that being said, we have a ton of ground to cover. Let's get into it. Oh, but of course, before we do, if you're excited about more hair science, hit the like button. I always love making these videos. It's so much fun for me. Definitely hit the like button to let me know if you want to see more. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. You can hit the subscribe button and join the Briogeo family here on Kayley Melissa, where we learn all things hair. From science to care to styling. It's a good time. You'll enjoy it, I hope. So click the subscribe button. What I'm referring oh so ominously to are free radicals. And free radicals are what antioxidants treat. So you might have heard of antioxidants, like a whole lot, and you may or may not have heard of free radicals. This has become such a part of marketing around food and some skincare that I've become almost numb to it, to the point that I thought like it probably doesn't actually do anything. It's basically a shake weight. And then as I started getting more into the science, I realized that actually there's a lot there. And perhaps just with market fatigue, we haven't talked about it when it comes to hair. Because free radicals are everywhere. Whether you are heat styling, coloring, or just existing in life, you have them in your hair, and they can cause things like graying and hair loss and surface roughness and breakage and split ends, lack of luster, diminished curl retention for my curly and wavy girls, and bond breaking in your hair. That's a lot. So I think we need to talk about it. Let's dive a little bit into the science, and then let's talk about what things we can put into our routines to put these little bad boys to rest, because it's actually not that hard to treat them, but we do need to know what they are, what they do, and how to get rid of them. So without any further ado, free radicals. So first I want to address what is the problem. The problem is free radicals. The free radicals that we're specifically talking about here are reactive oxygen species, or ROS. We all knew he was the worst, right? And these reactive oxygen species, or ROS, cause oxidation. You might be familiar with oxidation in food. If you take a bite of an apple, you leave it out, it's going to turn brown and begin to kind of rot away a little bit. That's oxidizing. Also avocados, they oxidize like a mofo. It's the bane of my existence. Oxidized guacamole. Pour one out for all the guacamole I've missed by being a slow eater. And the way that this happens is that these little ROSs basically are missing an atom that they need to be a full stable molecule. So they don't have what they need. It makes them fundamentally unstable. They actually move around like little bumper cars in your body, skin, and hair, cause damage that way, but also really want to be stable, so they grab the atoms that they need from other molecules, thereby damaging them. So I mean, it's not unlike Ross, who is not the most stable human. Rachel comes into the picture, he finally has the relationship he's dreamed of since middle school. Then all of a sudden, because he's unstable, Mert comes along and he loses his everything, and he and Rachel break up, or at least separate, which, okay, might not have totally been a breakup, but if he loved Rachel as much as he said he did, I don't think he would have stepped out like that. However, if Rachel was just a prop for his ego, and therefore, Ross is the worst, and that's how he moved from one atom to another, getting what he needed. I mean, we all saw how that allegorical atom exchange worked for the friend group. It bumped into everybody, it caused problems for years. Ross never got over it, ruined 2 marriages. I mean, come on. So there you go, there's an easy way to remember reactive oxygen species. They go around, they bump into everybody else, they take the atom that they need, and in that process create a chain reaction that causes a lot of damage. That worked way too well. So that kind of oxidative stress causes effects all throughout our body, in our skin, and in our hair. Today, we're just gonna talk about our hair. So in here specifically, I've kind of already touched on this, but Oxidative stress has been linked to early or premature graying. Graying is definitely a very normal part of life and a very genetic thing, but it can be hastened and exacerbated by free radical activity, hair loss, which we don't want, and then just all kinds of messing with the hair structure. Bond breaking, diminished curl retention, lack of luster, roughness on the cuticle, split ends, breakage. We don't want it. And the funny thing is, my normal reaction to seeing a lot of those things would be to add in protein or oil or hydration. But even though all of those things are good to add into your hair for other reasons, they might not be, or most likely are not, treating the free radical activity that's going on in your hair. So you can be putting all these nice things onto your hair, but inside it's still like a little ant farm just getting all dug apart and messed up because free radicals. So there's your problem, free radicals. How does one get free radicals? Oh my goodness. So here's where you can get it from. Pollution. If you live in a city with a lot of pollution. Hard water, there are a ton of minerals that build up on your hair just like they do on your shower head, and that is dependent on where you live. You can always look up the water hardness in your area or do a test on your own water hardness in your home to see what that means for you. Fun fact, if you're blonde, hard water buildups on your hair can make your blonde look darker and dingier over time. That's just like a fun extra thing, not a free radical thing. Continuing on, UV rays. The sun does a lot to your hair. I was actually planning on like having a whole lot of like sun stuff in this video, but there's way more than I can include here, so I might need to do another one. But generally the sun leads to all of the things that I mentioned just like a few seconds ago. The next one is permanent color or bleaching your hair, because that process is actually done through oxidation. So yes, you are kind of paying for oxidative stress when you get your hair colored. It's not gonna stop me, but it's good to know. And you wanna work antioxidants into your post-color care because it can help with the free radical damage that comes along with the color. Copper/metals that are present in a lot of our water. Fun fact, copper also amplifies the effects of UV rays on our hair. Love to see it. And then finally, depleted melanin and aged hair. So essentially, if you have hair and exist, you have free radicals acting up in your hair. And it doesn't necessarily have to be because you've bleached it or heat styled it a lot. It can be because your hair is really long and maybe it's lighter colored and you're out in the sun a lot. The amount to which you have free radical activity is going to tell you about how much you want to be treating and counteracting it. So I think a fun way to figure that out is to do a fun little game of put a finger down. You ready? Put a finger down if you're in the sun a lot. Put a finger down if you've bleached your hair. Put a finger down if you have permanently colored your hair. Put a finger down if your hair is gray. Put a finger down if you have hard water. Put a finger down if you live in an area with a lot of pollution. And put a finger down if your hair is long. If you have put down 3 or more fingers, we're gonna need to talk. And if you've only put down 1 or 2, just, keep listening and make sure to incorporate like an antioxidant product into your hair routine at some point. So now let's talk about the solution, antioxidants. Okay, so like I touched on earlier, I have heard the term antioxidant so many times it seems like a as seen on TV thing. Like I know that it's supposed to make me want to buy things, but I don't even totally know why, and so I'm over it prior to doing this research. But now that I understand, they're really super cool. So we've got our free radicals running around, bumping into everybody and stealing atoms. Antioxidants come along and they have extra atoms to give. They're kind of like Phoebe. She goes around giving joy, being supportive, being a securely attached character that shows up for her friends and knows how to make her own boundaries when she needs them. A full queen. So antioxidants have these extra atoms and they're able to give them to the free radicals that are running around and wreaking havoc and eventually stop this crazy chain reaction of damage. And the cool thing is, as you continue to bring them in, they're going to continue to counteract any negative things that are happening, but they can also be nice little heroes that are just sitting around waiting for free radicals to show up so they can just give the extra electron without any of the other stuff happening. I said electron, I meant atom, but the atoms that they do typically give to free radicals are an electron or hydrogen atom, the more you know. So that is the solution, antioxidants. How do we get them? 3 ways. 1, they're already in our body as a function of our overall system. 2, we can ingest them to help our systems. And 3, we can apply them topically. To elaborate a little bit more, in our body there are a whole lot of antioxidant systems, but specifically in our hair, once it has emerged from our head, it is actually grown with 2 natural antioxidants. And those are melanin and cysteine. Melanin gives hair and skin its color. So the darker your hair, the more natural antioxidants you have going on and the more natural free radical fighters you have in your hair. Cysteine we all have, however, it does break down really quickly as your hair grows. So the longer your hair is, the less of that natural antioxidant you have going on. Second, ingesting them, basically making sure to eat your colorful fruits and vegetables. That's gonna be really good for so many things, but when you're giving your body a lot of what it needs, it's able to put that into your skin and your hair. We benefit from that. And then topically, you can apply topically to your scalp, that will be helpful, and to your individual hair strands, also very helpful. Here are some common ingredients that are antioxidant and can fight free radicals. You could take a look at the hair care that you already have and see if you have any of that in there. And you do want to make sure that it's fairly high up on the list of ingredients to make sure you're getting the maximum benefit. So there you go. That is the problem. That is the general solution. Let's talk about a strategy to really take care of all the fingers that you might have put down earlier. So to have a good solution, we need to treat all the possible contributors to our free radical damage, not just plopping antioxidants on to fix them, but to detox our hair in any way necessary and to protect our hair in any way necessary. So let's talk through some ways we can do that. First of all, you need to check out the hard water / metal / copper situation going on. I've got a website linked below that you can use to just check the water hardness in your area. I looked at mine here in Raleigh. It's 40 parts per million for hard water. Don't totally know what that means, but okay. But then I compared it to LA where I used to live. It was 200 parts per million. That's insane. So it's probably good to take a look. You can also get at-home tests. You can even just look at your shower head. Does it get a lot of buildup easily? Has it turned green in any areas? The green probably denotes metals and or copper. Those are some things that you can use to kind of see where the situation is at. If you are dealing with hard water and metals, there are some things you can do. First of all, I think the easiest, grab a filtering shower head. There are so many out there now. You can get one that connects just between the wall and the shower head you already have and love, or you can get a whole new shower head that filters for you and you just replace the filter as much as you need to. I think that's a really quick and just easy fix that you don't have to think about after you install it. But there are also treatments that you can do to remove any buildup that's already on your hair. And you can use those instead of a filtering shower head if you prefer. For your kind of detox treatment here, you're going to be looking for products that advertise themselves as chelating or demineralizing. And some ingredients you can look for are charcoal and clay because they help to pull all those impurities back and out of the hair. And while I do really love clarifying shampoos and I recommend them to everybody in your routine at least like once a month or once every 2 months, they're just so helpful for getting rid of product buildup and dirt, anything else that just might be getting between your hair and the nutrients it needs. You needed something a little bit more for the hard water and metal buildup on your hair. Clarifying shampoos aren't necessarily going to treat it unless they advertise themselves as treating hard water and metal buildup. I have one favorite that I go back to over and over again, and that is the Malibu Sea Hard Water Remedy packets. They are just this little packet of powder. You mix some water with it in your hand, suds it up, work it through your hair, and then shampoo it out. I do have to say, I would not use them often. Like maybe once every 2 weeks. They work really well, and if you were to overdo it, it could be a little stripping. I did look around for some just other shampoos that are really easy to get to from brands that I love. These are them. They will be linked below. I will have affiliate links in my description box, which means that if you click through and purchase through the affiliate link, I get a teeny tiny little commission. You are under absolutely no obligation to use my links, but if you want to help support my channel, they're there. So, you know, once you've detoxed your hair and removed any buildup that's going to come between vitamins and your hair, it is time to add the antioxidants back in. The problem that we're addressing with these topical antioxidants is that you don't have any heroes fighting against the free radicals yet. So we want to add in this army of heroes to make sure that your hair has everything it needs to not experience that domino effect of damage. And I really want to point out here that if you are in the sun a whole lot, or if you are bleaching your hair or permanently coloring it a lot, you do really want to make sure that you're adding an antioxidant into your routine, because it's just going to happen. So first category of heroes that you can add in is DIY. I know a lot of you love DIY and just a simple little solution. You can go pick up some jojoba oil. It is full of antioxidants, even more than vitamin E. Whoa. And it's very small, so it can actually get into your hair. It actually mimics your hair's natural oils, and it's one of my favorite ones to use on hair. The next one is camellia seed oil. That is basically tea seed oil. That has actually been shown to have really great effects for helping with hair growth. And you can use both the jojoba or the camellia seed oil all over your hair and scalp like once a week as an oil treatment, and then shampoo it out. And that way you're getting your antioxidants and you're getting a really helpful lipid treatment as well. The third DIY option is rice water. The rice water is full of antioxidants we love, but also it is really full of cysteine, which we talked about breaks down in your hair the longer it gets. So adding cysteine back in can be really helpful for maintaining long hair, just like it worked for the red yaw women. If you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, I have 2 videos on rice water. They're 2 of my favorite videos I've made this year, so you should go check them out. So there's your DIY treatments. Now let's just run through a couple of products that I use and love, going from like the highest price point down. This is gonna be a mix of hair and scalp products. First, we have the Briogeo Be Gentle, Be Kind shampoo and conditioner. It is my favorite. If I could only use one, it would be that one. Second is the Briogeo Be Gentle, Be Kind mask. It smells amazing, it's wonderful, packed with antioxidants. The Nioxin scalp treatment. This is to help with hair growth and density, but it is also full of antioxidants and it is a scalp treatment. So if you want to make sure that you're treating any potential graying or hair loss that could come from free radical damage, it's a good option. Next, we have the Nature Lab Tokyo Scalp Scrub. I just really love this. It's a scalp scrub made with sugar and fermented rice water. Need I say more? Not Your Mother's Matcha Mask is kind of a dupe for the Briogeo mask. There's that. The Ordinary Multi-Peptide Hair Serum is a serum that I use on my hairline every single night, also packed with antioxidants and helps with hair growth. Then we have the Derma E Bonding Repair Oil. This is not actually like a rebonding treatment, but it is full of very good oils that you can apply to your hair and scalp if you want. And you can also just use that as a styler or a treatment, however you want. And finally, we have the Inky List Anti-Gray Peptide Scalp Treatment. This one helps to keep grays at bay, and one of the ways that it does that is through antioxidants. That's not advertised on their website, but when you look up the main ingredient that they use, that does show a lot of antioxidant activity. So basically, to surmise that solution, add heroes into your routine and check ingredient lists to make sure that there are actually like a good amount of the heroes present in that routine. It is one of the most annoying things to me that something can be advertised as an argan oil and be made of 95% silicone and then have 2 drops of argan oil in it. And the way that you can know that is by looking at the ingredient list and looking for argan oil to be the only ingredient in that scenario, but definitely not at the very bottom. Just a word to the wise, check your ingredient lists. Okay, moving on. The next problem that creates free radical damage is sun exposure. And I really do think I need to do a dedicated video to this. Please comment below if you want to see that. If I see enough interaction in the comments, I will get to work on that. I was, again, gonna put it in this video, but there was so much there and I had no idea how bad the sun is for your hair until I was doing this research. But generally, the solution is to protect your hair from UV rays. You can do that physically with a hat. That's easy. You can also do it chemically with UVs and sunscreens for your scalp and hair. I am looking into products that do that really well right now. If you have any favorites, also leave those in the comments. And as a final note, to my people that have spent a lot of time in the sun or have multiple layers of permanent color on their hair or very, very bleached hair, or just put a ton of fingers down and that would have been true for several years of your life. The problem now is that there is long sustained free radical damage on your hair. The dominoes have been falling for a long time, and we talked about one of the things that happens from that is that your bonds start to break down. So if that applies to you, I would recommend adding in a bonding treatment to your routine. Olaplex is obviously a very well-known one. You could incorporate any of the numbers of Olaplex you want to. But another awesome and very inexpensive option is the Inky List PCA Bond Repair. It's currently sold out, but they're supposed to be back soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It's one of my favorite new products. Used it today. Big fan. Okay guys, that has been a lot of ground to cover. We talked about what free radicals actually are and the kind of damage that they create on our hair. Damage that's not necessarily being fixed by adding in water and protein or synthetic oils. We talked about what neutralizes free radicals, and that's antioxidants. We talked about ways that you can get antioxidants, and then I gave you guys a treatment plan based on what you need. And I hope that you take it and you look at like, okay, which of these points hit me? Like, I'm in the sun a lot, I'm gonna need to look into UV protection. oh, I live in a city with really hard water, I'm gonna need to look into detoxing my hair. All the above are really great ways to start using this information to help you and help your hair. So I hope that this has helped you. Leave me questions in the comments below if you have any. I always appreciate it. Let me know what other kind of hair science videos you would like to see as well, because that is very helpful to me to know where to just turn my little research brain next. I feel like my little research brain is like the Roadrunner, like that old cartoon, and you just have to point it in one direction, it's just gonna go. So try to point me. Let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, that is it for today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed it. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and join the Braidaholic family here on Kayley Melissa. And all of you guys, please hit that bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. But that's it for today. Whether you're old or new or a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye! I love that I had this whole Friends analogy going the whole time and I was drinking out of a Central Perk mug. Whoop. I almost fell over just then. This drawer is not all the way closed. Ha. Oof. Enjoy your springtime.